Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mr. Teacups, and your Lord and Savior has blessed you peasants with another beautiful Call of Duty commentary. I don't even know what's going to be in the background of this. Probably going to be COD, because I've gained a few gameplays recently. Well, not gameplays. One of the new game modes that they released, like Drop Zone, didn't have that bullshit score-based matchmaking system. So my first game, I got over 50 kills. I don't know if I'm going to play in the background because I was streaming, so you'll see my fat mug in the background. But yeah, COD has been decent. I've been enjoying the game recently, but it still keeps fucking crashing. I don't know if my PC just made a cheese, but if I play the PC full screen and I tab out, the game corrupts. Like, so say if I just tab out or Alt F or Alt Tab, whatever, to try and do another window with streaming, I cannot do that. It crashes every time. It comes up with this long error code, and every time I try and reload the game, it just crashes every time. I have to scan and repair the game over and over again, which is really annoying because that means if I want to stream, I have to play in full screen borderless, and I have to play on 50 hertz instead of 165. So it's kind of like, well, that's gay. But yeah, and also as well, if I tried to, well, the other day, right? So I was editing a podcast, I was rendering a podcast in the background. And usually with this processor, I can render a video, I can stream, and I can play games at the same time. But this COD is made of fucking cheese, right? So I started playing Call of Duty while rendering a video in the background and recording this video because I was recording the COD gameplay. Nah, man, I was getting like 30 FPS. It was dipping so hard. I was like, this is disgusting. So I went into the game settings. I was like, I'll turn it down to low settings. There's been many patches since, and oh boy, that just corrupted my game straight away. So yeah, I have to play in full screen borderless, and I have to play on ultra settings to just do anything right now. So yeah, that's Call of Duty. But yes, we are indeed in a new decade right now. Your boy is blessing you with the first of many. This might be my last commentary in the whole of this decade of the 2020s. It feels really weird to say that. I'm not gonna lie. I recently, or in the podcast I was just talking about rendering in the background, I talked about with Scarface King what I'm planning to do this decade or hope to do, because plans usually they don't usually go the way you want them to. Life is very unpredictable. But if you don't want to sit through a 2-hour commentary of me and him just obviously going backwards and forwards, changing topics and that, I'm going to maybe talk about here. I'm going to talk about here what I really try and plan doing going forward, because it's really weird. Like, I know, like, a lot of people just like bury him, like, man, it's just another number that humans created to signify and represent time, but still it's big, another decade. Like, you see all these posts on Twitter like, oh, here's me 10 years ago and here's me now, like fucking some billionaires. Like, if I do this, like, here's me 10 years ago, oh shit, 10 years ago I was in a better position than I am now. But no, it feels really, really weird because I'm going to rehash a lot of the things I talked about in that podcast. I might add in a few things because, this is the thing, like, when you make a video with somebody, because it's just live and you keep going, you can't really repeat and do stuff again. Like, at the end of it, I'm like, shit, I should have added that in. Oh, let me add, and it just doesn't feel right. So yeah, I'm maybe going to add in a few things I did before. So yeah, like 10 years ago, I was still in education, and obviously up until recently, this year actually, I was in education. So this will be my first decade where potentially I am not going to be in education. Like, when I think about it, I was born in the 90s. I spent, I think, half a year in education in the 90s because I started in 99 in primary school. Spent all of the 2000s in education. Then the the 2010s, I finished sixth form in 2012. And like, obviously with gap years and shit, I did 4 years of uni. So I did 6 years of education. I think 6.5 years of education in the 2010s. And this will be my first decade without any education. Man, I'm going to get really dumb. And it feels really, really weird to say that. Like, it's going to be my first proper decade of being a responsible adult and also working. And that's where it's getting really fucking depressing, because it doesn't really feel like I'm building up to anything anymore. When I was at like fucking school and shit, I was always moving forward, always to the next thing, either sixth form, university, a job. But now I'm kind of at that final stage. I'm at a job, and I'm just like, what's next? And obviously what's next is getting my own proper place, like a mortgage and having a family. I'm like, I don't fucking want that yet. I'm not going to rush into any of that. It's really weird because, like, I look on Facebook and shit, because obviously over the years, you lose contact with a lot of friends. Even though we live in a social media generation, the most connected generation, man, I've tried to keep in contact with so many different people, but Bear Man just air you. When it goes a couple of years down the line, Bear Man just air you. But obviously Bear Man's just busy. That's just the way life is. I'm busy as well. Like, I know I miss some messages when people message me. I'm like, shit, sorry man, I was working. I just completely forgot about getting back to it. But some people just don't get back to you. But anyway, where was I going with that? Where was I fucking going with that? Yeah, like, so some people I know from back home and shit, some people have moved into their own places. They've got mortgages, they've got kids, they've got families. I'm like, bro, I can barely tie my shoelaces, you know? I'm just sitting here. But the thing is, I don't really want to get into anything that responsible yet. You know, I don't want to get into a mortgage. I don't want to get myself into something like 25 years of a mortgage. Because if I get myself into a mortgage, just like I have to work for the next 25 years to pay off that mortgage, otherwise I will lose the place. Obviously, you can sell like the mortgage and sell the place and pay it off and stuff like that. But if you really want the place to be yours, you got to make the money and you got to fully pay off the mortgage. And that's, you know, I think typical mortgages are 20 to 25 years. So you are forcing yourself to work for 20 to 25 years, and you're usually going to pick a safe job. That's the thing. If you got bills to pay, you got responsibilities in the background, you are usually going to pick the safe option. And I think if you can gauge from me over the past couple of years with commentaries and stuff like that, I'm not really a safety type of guy. I want to take risks. You know, I want to try and be different, be unique. But the thing is, if everybody's trying to be different and unique, you're not really going to be unique, is it? You know, like I'm trying all these different things and then they're not really working. But for me, I don't want to just work in, you know, the same old job for 25 years or go to a standard 9 to 5, whatever. I want to be doing something I really want to do. And that's where I'm kind of at a conundrum with this next decade, really. You know, I'm getting on now. I'm an old man. You know, I'm 26 years of age. Well, I'm not an old man, but if it was crazy that I'm getting older, you know, my 30s are inbound. Obviously, we talked about this before, and I really got to sit back and think, what am I going to do in the next years of my life? Because generally speaking, the past couple of years, obviously the last decade, it's been easy. You know, at school, it's been fucking easy. I took university for granted. Obviously, you know, I've talked about, I will go about this properly. I have already talked about it before. My university career, the first university I went to was a complete fucking shambles at the end. But obviously, first, second year, and the new university I went to this year, I loved it. I fucking, oh man, that's the thing. It was really weird though, because up until this year, I was so desperate to get out of education. Like, I was really disappointed with myself with having to repeat the third year and going into the degree again. And obviously graduating at 25. But now that I'm out of it and, you know, I'm in this full-time depressing job, I'm just like, I wish I could go back and talk to myself like, yo, Terry, just take it easy and fucking enjoy it more. Like, if anybody's in education that right now, in university or that, just enjoy it, man. Like, no, straight up, like, don't, like, a lot of people I knew as well when I was at university really wanted to just get out there and just earn money and shit. And I was kind of like that. I regret that. I wish I'd enjoyed myself a lot more at university. I wish I'd done a lot more at university. Obviously, I wish I studied harder at university a little bit more, which is kind of getting to be one of my next points of what I'm maybe planning to do with the next few years. Like, I never thought I'd say this, but obviously when I graduated this year, I was done with education. I was like, yeah, it's over, man. No more for me. That's it. Your boy Cuppy's done. But I feel like doing a master's. I got the grades for a master's at some universities, and that, like, the university I went to, they only want a 2-2 to do an IT master's, so I might try and maybe even get into a better university if I do consider it. Obviously, this stuff isn't set in stone. I'm just, you know, spitballing around my mind. I even told my parents that I might do it. Like, I'm generally considering maybe going to do an IT master's because it might hopefully in the long run maybe get me a better job or anything like that. But I'm really starting to look into it, to see if it is worthwhile, because maybe if I can go get a proper IT job with the degree I have, it might be a waste of time if I actually do go to university and get a master's or anything like that. So I'm really going to kind of look into it if I can actually get a bigger pay rise and actually get a job straight away. But the thing is that if I do a master's, I will be working a full-time job at the same time. Like, I've been considering staying at Amazon, working here while doing it, maybe going part-time or something like that. But the thing is as well, because I did 4 years of, you know, uni already, I won't get a student loan, so I'll have to pay the fees. And obviously right now we're living by myself and my girlfriend, and that when it comes to like maintenance loan, I won't need any of that. But when it comes to actually paying the fees, I think it's around about $8,000 to do a master's year here. So it's kind of like I need to save up 8 bags. Like, I need to save up 8 bags if I want to do this master's degree, and that's a lot of money. You know, that's a lot of fucking money. And that's the real talk as well. It's like, if I don't go do this degree, you know, obviously it's not a year. University's not a year. They say it's a year. It'll be around about, obviously you start in October, you'll finish probably around about May, I think, for a master's or something like that. So it's only, like 7 months? But it'll be 7 hard months, because don't get me wrong, if I do go for a master's, I want to go for a first or whatever they grade in. Obviously, 2-1's obviously the goal for a lot of people and stuff like that. I know that feel. But I want to go for the highest grade I can, because if I'm going to put 8 bags into it, because obviously I'm already paying off my student loan. I'm never going to pay that off though. But if I'm paying $8,000 out of my fucking hard-earned cash, I want the best I can do. So we'll see with that. We will see. I've generally been considering it because I kind of want to go back and just do as much education as I can, especially while I'm young. You know, there is a lot of difference if you go back and do it later on. Obviously, go back and do it whenever you can. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather get it done now, so maybe it'll benefit me more in the long run. And obviously, maybe look for more contacts. That's something I kind of wish I got into a little bit more when I was at university, just talking to teachers, talking to people around me to see if there was any IT jobs, see if I can get like an apprenticeship going, or just, I don't know, maybe like, as I said, if I do the masters, try and ring around and see if there'll be a place that will take me. Like say, oh, if you get a first, we'll take you on straight away or something like that. So I'm spitballing that around in my mind. But it's really, like, I feel like this will be a decade of change. I feel like this will be a massive decade of change because, man, this is technically my third decade of doing YouTube. You know, this is my second decade of doing Twitch. And I can't really kid myself anymore. You know, if I'm still doing this shit 10 years from now on this channel and I'm still getting the same views I'm getting right now, you have my permission to just put your boy down. Put me out of my fucking misery, you know? Like, the thing before, I love YouTube and Twitch. I really do. I'm still streaming heavily, but it just hasn't happened for me. You know, it just hasn't happened to me. Like, this year will be my seventh? No. I don't even know. It'll be technically my 8th year of streaming. You know, it'll probably be my 7th year. Yeah, it'll be my 7th year of taking streaming somewhat seriously. And it'll be my 6th year of fully taking it seriously. And that's kind of depressing. You know, that's kind of depressing. Also, as well, with YouTube, this will be my 9th year of taking YouTube somewhat seriously across many different projects. So, your boy's been doing this a long time. I haven't seen anything out of it, and it's just, you know, I'm at a crossroads. Do I give up on this dream? You know, I've talked about this before, but I'm really considering it now. You know, I really will consider it. Obviously, I will make YouTube videos and stuff like that, but will I fully give up on this dream and pursue something else? Because this happens to people. Yeah, I remember, say, like Andy Murray, for example. Andy Murray was a really good footballer, and obviously pretty decent tennis player, but when he was a kid he had a decision to make if he was going to try and, you know, pursue professional football or he was going to pursue professional tennis. Obviously he made the right choice. You know, you don't know, he might become, you know, the fucking next Neymar, the next Mbappe or whatever, but obviously he made the right choice. You know, he had to close one door and he opened up another one. But the thing is, for me, it's like, if I close that YouTube and Twitch door, that's a fucking big door to close, you know what I'm saying? That's like a fucking cellar door, man. I'm leaving my dark past down there, you know, I'm putting the kids in the basement. Generally, if I close that door, I'm in a room where there's no doors and no fucking windows. I'm like, oh shit, man, how the fuck do I get out? And that's really, for me, it's like, that's where my mind and my mindset is really over these past 10 years. If I look back to 10 years ago, I was a lot more of a positive person, a lot more optimistic person, and now I'm more of a fucking realist, and I'm more of a, I don't know, I'm not optimistic anymore. You know, life is fucking hard, life is fucking cruel, you know, it's cruel to fucking everyone, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm not going to be what I want to be, and that's fucking terrifying to me. Yeah, it really is fucking terrifying. Like, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a Twitch streamer, but it just hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen at this rate, you know what I'm saying? So I really am, you know, spitballing and really debating whether I'm going to be putting that much effort into YouTube or Twitch anymore. Like, I might maybe give it for the first couple of years another big go. But that's the thing. I don't want to be at the end of this decade, 36 years of age, still trying to be a Twitch streamer. You know, I still don't want to be at the end of this decade with fucking 4 viewers, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just, I know this has turned into another Mr. Teacup's depressing commentary, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm really debating where my future is going to go because I don't know where it's going to go. You know, years are starting to fly by now. Like, 2019 is gone. You know, 2018 is gone. 2017, I remember that was like, it's yesterday. Sooner than we know, it's going to be 2022. It's going to be 2023. And it's just like, I want to be in 2022, 2023 doing something I actually enjoy than what I'm doing now. So I feel like that's the thing, like, life doesn't wait for you. You know, you got to go at it as fast as you can. And that's the thing. I'm feeling that pressure to do as much as I can, as fast as I can, you know. And that's the thing with YouTube and Twitch, I'm not really getting anywhere. So maybe I should try some other doors, maybe try and open some other doors and see what happens, because, well, that's the thing, as I said, I'm thinking about doing a master's, potentially maybe going into an IT career to get a better job here. But the thing is, I don't really know if I want to do IT as my, you know, my thing, because I don't mind it, but I don't particularly love it. The thing is, the things I love is sport. You know, I love sport and I love video games. I love streaming, I love content creation. And so I'm really debating on what to do. Like, I got a few ideas on the side for creative things. I've got a few ideas for apps and that. But with this job, I just haven't had much time to program. Like, this thing for me, like, when I start programming, I have to remember where I last left off. I have to get all my resources, all my GitHub resources, all my files and shit. And by the time I've sieved through my shitty code and figured out what it all does, I'm like, shit, I've got to go work or something like that. So I would like to maybe release an app or two in the next couple of years. Maybe even next year I'd like to release an app or two. I've got a few ideas I might try and throw out there. I'm up for anything. I generally am up for everything. I'm also thinking about doing a business. I've had a few business ideas over the years. I've wrote up a few business plans and that. And business is something I've always kind of wanted to give a go. Well, especially when I was at school, I did business studies at GCSE, I did business and economics at A level. And as I said before, it's really just buy fucking low, sell high. But I got a few ideas, and the thing is, I'm tempted to go for it. Yeah, I'm tempted. I got a few small ideas for like small businesses and stuff like that maybe have the potential to grow into something bigger. And I'm kind of debating whether to save up $8,000, to do a master's, or save up $8,000 and put it into a business idea. Because obviously I will probably lose that money. 9 out of 10 businesses fails, no matter how good the idea is. It's just brutal. You know what I'm saying? So, but I rather risk that money to try and achieve something I love doing than not doing that at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just money at the end of the day. Like, that's the weird thing with this job. Like, obviously I'm working my ass off over this peak period and stuff like that, which is come and gone now. Yeah, I'm all right financially right now. I don't have any big vices. Just like my dad said to me, you probably have a decent amount of money saved up, because I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't really spend it going out. We just spend it on little things here and there. But things are like money to me, it's not it's not like becoming insignificant or whatever. Like, I don't have a lot of money, but the thing is, it's just a bunch of numbers, really. Obviously, it does help you survive and stuff like that. But the thing is, for me, if I got enough to get by, enough to pay rent and stuff like that, I don't mind risking it. I don't mind risking it in a business venture or something like that. I really don't. So those are the things I'm really kind of debating with myself over the next couple of years. Is obviously going back to university, releasing a bunch of apps. Well, try to release some apps here or there, take my time with it, and starting a business. I generally think about starting a business. It's something I've really debated over quite a few times. I've got a few ideas in that, and maybe just giving it a go, just see what happens. You never know. So yeah, hopefully within the next 10 years, I'm doing something something that's better than what I'm doing right now. But yeah, we got relieved on the positive now. That's the thing, I'm a little bit optimistic now. I'm a little bit, I've got ideas. Obviously I'm a realist. I know life is fucking hard, and if I even try all three of these things, there's a higher chance this shit none of them will come true. Like, none of them will work for me, and I'll be back at square one. But I'd rather try. I'd rather get up than sit back, than just lay on the canvas for once. So we'll see. We'll see. And I see, I'm gonna tell you with this, because I didn't really mention this in the podcast. So I was actually talking with this guy from work and that. Sorry, I just I don't know what it is when I talk for long, your mouth just gets really phlegmy. But I was talking with this guy from work, and he's in a really similar position to me, where he was traveling to work by bus, and his commute is actually longer than mine. So he literally wakes up, goes to work, comes home, goes to bed, goes to work. For his 4 days, he literally has no free time, like, at all. During peak period, 5 days a week, nothing. And I was just like, bro, welcome to the club, spud me. So I was talking to him about video games and stuff like that. And he kind of said something that I really fucking related to. And he was just like, yeah, I used to play video games quite a lot and stuff like that before I started this job. But since I started this job, when I get to my free time and stuff like that, I don't find myself playing video games anymore. Like, I find myself, if I launch up a video game, I find myself becoming bored of it in like 15 minutes. And I was just like, you know what? I relate to that. Like, I generally was like for me, obviously when I played this is a crazy thing. Over the past 5 years or so, I have exclusively, whenever I play video games or anything like that, I pretty much 99% of the time exclusively stream them when I've been playing video games. So for me, when I play video games outside of work and I'm not streaming, it feels like something's off, and it feels like something's not there. Obviously, something's not there. I'm not fucking streaming. But when I sat back and thought back, yeah, my attention span when it comes to video games and that recently has just not been there. Like, I'll start playing a video game for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm just like, I'm fucking bored. Like, I'm generally just fucking bored. I'll just go do something else. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I've got this natural urge to be more productive. Because the thing with video games, even though they're fun, they're fun, stuff like that, and you can be productive, you can enjoy yourself. I think for me, because I'm in that mental situation where I'm desperate to get things going, my mind is just like, Terry, you can't be fucking around playing video games, man. You like, either if you're playing video games and you're trying to stream, try and make a career out of it, be an entertainer, that's fair enough. But if you're just playing video games just for the sake of playing video games, just try and get some fun out of it, go do something else. Go code. Go try and make some money. Like that's the thing. Like, I feel guilty, not being at work or anything like that. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't really know how to describe that situation. And one final thing as well. So I'm actually on a 4-day leave right now because of New Year, stuff like that. Thank you, Daddy Jeff. He gave us New Year's and New Year's Day off. So that lined up with my 2 days off. So I got 4 days off, which is kind of cool. But I'm 2 days into that. So I got 2 days until I go back to work. And I'm literally just counting down the minutes until I go back to work. And it's really fucking depressing. Like, I'm just like, oh man, I've got to go back to work in 2 days. And for me, this night shift has started to take its toll. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've been here for over 4 months now. I think 4 months and a half at this job. And the night shift has started to, I think, fuck with me mentally. It generally has started to fuck with me mentally because, well, it's like today, I woke up at 6:30 in the evening, right? My girlfriend came in, like we were talking and stuff like that. And for me, I felt really guilty waking up at 6:30, even though for me, waking up at 6:30 is the equivalent of me sleeping into around about 9 in the morning, because I usually wake up about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I go to work. So let's say 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, because I go to work, I got to be in at 6:30. So let's say, I don't know, let's say being at 6:30 is the equivalent to doing a 9 till 5, being in at 9. So me getting up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is the equivalent of me getting up at what, 6:30. So obviously, yeah. So if I get up at 6:30 in the evening, it's the equivalent of me getting up at like 10, 10 in the morning, a nice little lay-in. But I woke up and I just felt so guilty. I just felt like I was just like, the day's gone. I can't fucking do anything. I can't do anything with her. She's just coming from work. And that's the thing, obviously, it's New Year's Day as well. Like, I think I might take a drive up to the gym. Gym was already fucking closed. There was nothing I could do. And obviously, by the time I woke up, because I was still, when I woke up, I was still so fucking tired, man. I was just like, I want to go back to bed. I just want to go back to sleep, fam. I was just like, I was really dazed for probably about 2 hours until about 8:30. And that's when I kind of really got out of bed and started doing something. But by the time I got out of bed then at 8:30 in the evening, there was nothing for me to do. There was just nothing for me to do. I was just like, oh. The only thing I can do is just stream, and that's what I did. I streamed. It went okay. Like, well, I had my regulars in there, we chatted shit and stuff like that, but I didn't grow. I didn't gain any followers or anything. It was just kind of really depressing. And now that's the thing, it's 5:30 in the morning now. Right now, I got to think about going to bed, and it's just, I'm not really into a natural routine anymore. Like, I'm not treating it as being awake during the daytime. It's really fucking weird because obviously when I'm awake during the day, I wake up at breakfast, have lunch and dinner and stuff like that. When I'm just on this night shift, I kind of forget to eat because my body really, I feel like my body, my mind naturally assumes I ate hours ago because it's early in the morning now. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning or anything like that. I wasn't, for all my life, I never really used to eat at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was skipping meals. Like I was like, today I've only had, I think, one meal. Yeah, one meal, and I barely drunk anything. I barely drunk any water. Like, I kind of have to tell myself right now to drink something, even though my mouth is getting dry. It's really fucking weird, because I just feel like it is really mentally starting to fuck me up. But the things are, the reason why I'm trying to stick to these nighttime hours is because last week, when I had the 4 days off also for Christmas, I got to normally daytime hours, and that fucked me up when I went back to work. I went back to work because I woke up naturally at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, and I was like, I'm not into work till 12 o'clock, or to 6:30 in the evening. No, I woke up at 6 in the morning, yeah. So at 12 and a half till I started work. So by the time I got to bed the next morning, I think I was up for like 27 hours. It really fucking killed me. So I'm trying to stick to normal hours on that right now. But yeah, I need to get back to daytime hours. It's generally just, the pay ain't even worth it. The pay just ain't even fucking worth it. It's really starting to affect me mentally. But yeah, we'll see. That's me. It's your boy, Mr. Teacups. We're ending it here. Not our life. You know what? Let's get a discussion going. I know I don't get any comments on that, but how your 2020 is going to go? I'm genuinely curious. Anyway, I've been Mr. Teacups. Please rate, comment, subscribe, slap that like button like you can slap my nuts. See you next time. Bye-bye.